So Max, take us through you getting banged up and the process of you getting back on the field and what it was like just kind of grinding through that in the second half.
I think at first when it happens, the pain was there, but after say hitting the sideline and going to see like the trainers and things like that, I felt better and I felt like I can go back in. So that's just what I did.
And then while you were on the sidelines, Myron Robinson got in the game and made some plays. What's it been like to see him mature as a freshman and be able to make some plays in a big time game like that?
It was great. I love seeing Myron play, and to be honest, I always knew what he could do, so it was just fun to see him display it at a critical moment in the game.
Michael.
Tristian, you guys were struggling on offense for a good portion of that game against Kansas, and then you had the breakthrough on the last drive. What did it feel like when those two runs by Quincy sprung open, including the second one for a touchdown?
Yeah, I think Quincy did a great job just being patient, reading it, hitting it. There was some stuff that we felt like we were leaving on the table on some of those drives earlier. So obviously, great to put it together, clean it all up, and then come out with a win.
Troy.
Max, in terms of the second half defense, you guys held Kansas to 3 points. Just the defensive effort from the first half to the second half. Would you say that's maybe some of the best defense you guys have played all season? That half.
I would agree with that. Coming out the locker room, we just in our heads like if we don't let them score, like the whole thing's keeping them out the end zone. So like that's the main thing. Every time we went on the defense, we were keeping them out the end zone. No matter what happens, keep them out the end zone. Like they can make a big play, keep them at the end zone. So I think that's some pretty good defense that we played, and just want to continue to do that now that that's displayable.
And then Tristan, Matthew Lotto getting slotted in, with Buchanan coming out. Just your thoughts on his play and how he was able to progress throughout that game.
Yeah, I think Lotto did an excellent job. The whole team has a world of confidence in him. Ty has been great for us, but when we found out that he wasn't going to be able to go, there was no worry in the locker room. Lotto does a great job every day in practice, and so I was super happy for him to see him run with that opportunity and play as well as he did.
Brian. Tristan, what do you think has been the key for you this season, going from all those years where you really weren't getting that opportunity and then maybe struggling a little bit in the spring to get to where you are now, to where you've held down that tackle spot?
Yeah, I think the two biggest things would probably be the guys around me. We have a great cohesive unit. We really embody 5 as one. Everybody's working together to a common goal. And then I would say the coach and the staff here has done a really good job for me, from Coach O, just helping me build my technique up as well as just build my confidence in myself as a player. And I think those two things have really helped me to develop.
That first game against Hawaii, it looks like that you were hit with a lot of hurries and all that. Was that maybe like, oh my gosh, this, I have to learn from this kind of game?
Yeah, I think every game you got something to learn from. That was my first career start, so little bit of like getting your feet wet type of moment. But I think for me that game was really just I don't want to let that happen again, and be somebody that can be counted on for our offense. So that's always the goal, to take any mistakes from any game and get better and move forward. We're continuing to do that as we go.
Thank you. Justin.
So Tristan, you guys are going to Cincinnati. You're very familiar with that part of the country. What's it like growing up in the Midwest, and how would you describe the football culture in that part of the U.S.?
Yeah, Midwest football is definitely important to people, but it's important out here too. I don't think where you live makes football any more special, and I'm just excited for us to go down there as a team and take full advantage of our opportunities.
And then Max, since you're a veteran and you've seen a lot in college football, do you mentor some of the younger players, and how would you describe just the relationship that you've been able to build with a guy like Myron?
I think that yes, I mentor the younger guys, and Myron's very mature. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think he takes coaching well from anybody. I think he learns from everybody in the room, and so do all the younger guys on the team. I think everybody that's in a leadership role is pretty good at mentoring to everybody. So.
Great. And then what have you learned as a defensive unit about big mobile quarterbacks, and what do you take from those experiences, and how do you apply that for this game?
Big mobile quarterbacks, I mean, just means that you got to be really assignment sound with everything, because they'll take advantage of it if you don't. So I think that's all I've really learned, is being assignment sound in everything that you do and everything that we do, and that's what we're going to apply to. That's how we're going to apply it to this game.
Wow.
Tristan, you obviously have no control over what plays are called, but as an offensive lineman, in general, in a vacuum, would you prefer to run block or pass block?
I mean, I don't know. There's so much that plays into that, just, with the situations that go on in football. But in all honesty, I'd say it's probably a split. If it's 3rd and 1, like, yeah, I'd rather run the ball. But that's situational football. So whatever the call comes in, we always have faith in the call and just trying to execute it to the best of our ability.
Justin.
So a question for both. Just looking at Cincinnati, what are some of the challenges that they present to you guys on your side of the ball?
I guess you could say they play hard. They're a good team. So every challenge, like everybody that plays hard, and they have a good scheme, good this, but we also have the same thing. So the challenge is us just executing and doing our own thing. Doing what we know we can do.
What are you, Tristan?
Yeah, I would say pretty much the same thing. Every week it's a different team, but for us, we're just trying to focus on doing what we do the best that we can do. And we believe as a team that if we play our brand of football with great execution, effort, accountability, stay to red line, things are going to be okay. Results are going to be what we want.
I guess another question for both of you guys. Now that you're bowl eligibility, or you're bowl eligible, Coach Brennan said that he wants to maximize the season. How do you guys just look at just kind of what's ahead for you guys and how you guys are going to improve?
For me, the bowl eligibility doesn't stop me from playing week by week. At the end of the day, my goal is to win every single week. So yes, we made it to a bowl. That's great, but now my focus is on winning the next game, and then it'll be the same thing next week and the week after that.
Mike.
For Max, are there things that you could take out of the BYU and Houston games, things that the defense maybe didn't do as well as you had hoped against big mobile quarterbacks that you can apply to this upcoming game against Cincinnati? They're the number 3 rushing team in the league. They have the highest average per carry. Pretty much expect them to try to run the ball against you.
Yeah. As far as learning from the BYU and Houston game,
Even Kansas too, yeah.
Yeah, really just taking advantage of getting off the field. So anytime we have the opportunity to get off the field, we got to do that. There'll be some times where we'll be 3rd and long, and things will happen. So we'll have to just, like I said, execute earlier, like mobile quarterback, non-mobile quarterback, just executing and doing our job.
And then for Tristan, where does your family live these days?
They live in Florida now.
They live in Florida, so it's closer to Cincinnati than here. Are you going to have more family members at this game than usual? Or?
I wouldn't say more than usual, maybe a couple. I'm very, very fortunate that my family is able to travel to most of the games. So, super, super grateful for that, but definitely excited to be a little bit closer to home. It'll make it easier on them.
When you were at Michigan, what were you told about the state of Ohio? How are you supposed to kind of view the state of Ohio when you're a Michigan man?
I don't know if I want to repeat everything that I was told about the state of Ohio, but just excited to be back in the Midwest and excited for the opportunity.
Go ahead.
Tristan, what has it been like working alongside Rhino, and how much has he, I guess, influenced just kind of how you're playing right now?
Yeah, I love Rhino. He's a great guy. And then as far as, just us being in practice together, helping each other, I come off the field, I'll ask him a question about, hey, what did you see on this rep? Or even in game, like, hey, what are you seeing here? What do you think? We're watching film together. Like I said, I love Rhino, and getting to work with him every day has been awesome. I'm super grateful to have him in our room. Been super helpful to me in my development.
And I don't know if, when we're going to see you next, how would you describe your year at Arizona and just kind of what this experience has been like for you?
For me, it's been great. This is definitely the most fun I've had playing college football in my fifth year now. So super thankful to be here. Blessed for the opportunity. I've said it a couple times now, but can't wait to go down to Cincinnati and see what our team's about.
Last one, Michael.
We referenced Max, the injury situation earlier, and you explained kind of what happened. What was the why behind that? Why were you so determined to get back out on the field after getting hurt?
This is a dog.
Yeah, I mean, because I could, that's really what it was. If I was able to, then why would I not,
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much.